What up, everyone? It's your boy Zero Brew coming back at you with another video. Can you feel the bass? 808 DJ Magic Mike. Man, the myth, the legend, showing my age here. But by the way, we do have the new Fusion calendar. The Fusion has started, as well as the daily login for the, not this login, but the Lemnisci chase, which the video they posted, the official video they posted for this champion, looked really cool. So if you have not seen that on the Raid official channel, you should check that out. It's pretty cool looking, promotion video trying to say, hey, if you want to come play, what's the dude's voice? Hi, I'm the Raid Shadow Legends official video voice, blah, 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 blah.
Lead your ranks to victory.
All right, so yeah, so I was hopeful to get a little bit of a break. Again, not going through my past videos, but one of my last ones was very negative and kind of where I was feeling burnt out. And then boom, here comes the Fusion calendar. So I just want to maybe take a different twist on things and kind of just talk about specifically how I'm going to approach this one and just pitfalls to avoid on the calendar as well, and not be so negative from that perspective. But there will be some negative little hints in there to be wary. Also, real quick, click the link in my description to get a free Karato as well as Annex, Ugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Player and Play on the PC and uninstall. Click the link in my description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champion. Get an awesome start in Raid Shadow Legends with your free Karato Fox Hunter as well as 3 epic champions. Hit the link below and claim them today. I'll see you in the game. Woo! Don't forget to follow us on the Knights of Teleria podcast. I'm sure because Blazin has already done a video on the Fusion champion, and that was a spicy video. So I'm sure on Sunday with that live stream and or podcast, it is going to be super spicy. Okay, so I am taking a teeny tiny little break. I get like a half a day break because we got the CVC points, which, spoiler alert, I'm not gonna, we won our thing. We got the personal rewards. Future video to come about some announcements related to that. Hint, hint. And you have to subscribe to the channel and follow us to see when that video drops, probably next week. But I'm taking a break today, and normally I don't recommend this because you do throw out about 460, 480 energy a day if you don't keep your energy constantly regenerating. But I took the personal reward, and that just ties right into kind of my thoughts here. So this was the last one for Foul Beer that just ended last week or whatever, and then the Soul Chase event for that, and we will touch base on that based on some of the decisions I'm going to make. But it was kind of cool that they did kind of do the Dungeon Divers and the Spider Turn at the same time, so you could double dip there. And typically that's not what they do, and you can see that on the calendar here. So today, Dragon and Champ Training event started. Also, because you have to do the monthly dealio on the you got to run campaign 500 times, and also artifacts drop from that when you run your campaign, so that technically counts as Dungeon Divers too when those artifacts drop. Now again, not every single run, because you got green gems and stuff if you're doing 12-3 brutal like I do. But that being said, I do like to wait so that I am double dipping, so I am just going to hold on to that 2200 energy that I've accumulated today and take myself a little break and try to recoup my bearings, and I especially need it based on that CVC situation that we had going on as well. Future video on that. But here are my thoughts on everything. So with Foulbeard, something that you have to watch out for, and just looking at this calendar. So let's just start right at the beginning, right? In fact, let me move myself, or let me just move this over just a little bit. Oop. There it is. So just a note, it is 450. So you only got 50, specialized tokens you can miss, or essentially if you go for every single thing, you'll get 50 extra tokens. Titus Blackplume, everybody that has had him in the test server, the big awesome content creators that have access to that, they have done all kinds of awesome tests for us, and basically shows that this just basically reopens the Hydra and the nuke and the whatever with that. So in other words, this dude can do like $1 billion damage to Chimera and like 2.8 billion damage to Clan Boss. And all those teams, basically, if you knew the Corpulent Cadaver team, this dude is basically a Void Legendary Corpulent Cadaver situation, especially paired with Wixwell, with the shield growing and all that stuff, because this dude does damage based on shield. I did not do a video on that, again, trying to get back in the swing of things coming off of the vacation. But a couple things. One, they don't often give us a Void Legendary to go for. Highly recommend you go get this dude. Whatever you have to do, get this dude, okay? We'll talk about the Pitfalls here in a second, but go get him. And one of the main reasons why you got to go get him is for Faction Wars Hard. Most of the challenges on that have a situation where you cannot weak hit even once on the waves, and they do a fantastic job in their mind of making it extremely challenging, meaning they have like one of every affinity in there, so that you're pretty much guaranteed to weak hit unless you use Void Champions and or gear your champs out in Affinity Breaker and coin flip it to see if you don't land a weak hit. And I've yet to do the gear stuff, which I think is a terrible game design, but highly recommend you go get this dude just for the Faction Wars alone, regardless if he gets nerfed or not. Now, that's the other thing that's happening is Plarium, and again, this official CCs have read off exactly what they said, but basically alludes to, we don't think this dude's a problem and we're not planning on nerfing him at all. However, we reserve the right, if it breaks the game, to blah, 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 go nerf him. Basically, what all that translates to is, here's what it really translates into. It translates into, we aren't touching him today before the fusion starts or as the fusion starts, because we want everybody to spend all of their lovely resources to go get this dude. And once he's released, maybe about 2 weeks, so that we can kind of fake it till you make it, because we aren't planning on nerfing this dude. Wink, wink, wink. They're gonna nerf this dude because they completely changed Hydra. They completely nerfed Yannicka. They completely took Corpulent Cadaver out of the game. And I'll say this probably in the podcast later this week, but how they're probably going to nerf him is they're going to put like a cap on what he does on like his A2 or whatever. But basically, it does damage equal to the shield. If you could grow the shield to 100 million, whatever, it's, you know, some big nasty shield. They'll probably just put a hard cap on the damage output that he can do. Probably makes the most sense to fix that. So I say all that to say, you need to go for the champion again, because it's Void and you have to do the Faction Wars and not land any weak hits. So regardless if he gets nerfed or not, you have to go get this dude if you care about Faction Wars Hard and completing that sometime in the future. Hopefully they nerf that too, because that's absurdly hard. All that being said, breathe, Zero Brew, breathe. All that being said, I am waiting till tomorrow to double dip on the Dungeon Divers here, right, with champ training and the dragon. So what'll happen is I'll probably complete the dragon and then do the Dungeon Divers. Special reminder, do normal 20. You get the most bang for your buck on normal 20. In 20? Normal 20 on the Dungeon Divers, right? So just a reminder on that. So and typically the way they design these, and it does look like you can double dip on the ice column here. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm just basically holding my energy. I'm going to wait till tomorrow, you know, get the dragon, the champ training, and then eventually on Sunday maybe roll into some of that on the ice column tournament. Now I will say, note, there's only 2 Dungeon Divers events, which is cool because Dungeon Divers is quite the pain in the booty to get done. But I will say, special caveat, there is a Corrosa tournament. And in fact, I was trying to skip the Corrosa tournament on the Soul for Foulbeard, ended up having to do it. And again, my stage 29 team isn't 100% efficient, so I took some losses, wasted some energy on some of that. I may potentially skip this one. Let's change our pen color here. I may potentially skip this one. The other thing, and this is one of the major things I would say be careful for. So typically they don't ever give us, I would say maybe once or twice a year if we're lucky, we get a Void Legendary as part of a fusion event. Okay, so typically the way Plarium thinks about these things, that voids are better than the other affinities, right? And typically what they will do is inflate some of these numbers, right? So we'll wait and see tomorrow once we figure out what the summon rush is going to be. I will probably pull my shards on the Sunday because 4th of July is Friday. Happy Independence Day if you're in the United States. I'm going to go ahead and stream tonight, which who knows when you get to see this, but I'll probably pull my shards on the Sunday there. That being said, actually I lied about all that because I just ADHD'd and forgot my train of thought. My train of thought is I'm actually going to skip this one. Boom. Because when they gave us Foulbeard, typically what most people do, and again, it's kind of that FOMO, but what most people do is they basically, let me just grab a blue pen here. Basically, what they do is they basically try to go through here and do all the events that they can do. And then on the back end, they say, okay, in case I screw something up due to user error or something like that, and I forget. So like, let's say I want to skip the gear enhancement and the Fire Night tournament or the dungeon divers. Let's say I want to skip those 2 events or something like that. Oops, where's my race? Well, typically what they do is most people, like human nature is, hey, let me just go ahead and do this. It gives me that little bit of error at the end, and then I have the luxury of skipping. But what they did with us on the Foulbeard situation was they dropped the Foulbeard. I don't know what new color. We're gonna go with some sort of orange. They dropped the soul thing with us on Foulbeard here. Now, typically they don't do that, but they did on this last one. So I anticipate them doing that again. And the other reason why I say that is there are 3 summoning events. So while there's only 2 dungeon divers events, there are some, summon event 1, summon event 1, summon event 2, and then we got this champion chase event, and I just burned all my champion chase resources for the Foulbeard. This is another part of that rant I had on that. So I got to be very careful. So what I think is going to happen is I will be skipping this summon event. I lied about the other thing on the other one, and then on my Tuesday night stream, we are going to do probably the double dip. And the other thing, again, because this is a Void Legendary, sometimes these come in at like, I don't know, 3,500 points, something like 3,600 points, something like that. But because it's a Void Legendary, like truly anticipate it being way more than that, at least by a couple shards. Maybe it's 4,500 points, maybe it's 5,000 points. I don't know, but I just say anticipate that as well. And because this is only worth 25 points. Now, what will make me change my mind is I pull it up as like 2,000 or 2,500 points. Foresee them doing that, but that will make me change my mind to go for that one. But what my gut tells me is they want people to do the first summoning rush. They want people to do the second summoning rush. And then when you think you can skip the extra 50 points, they're going to put points in there probably for this dude's soul. And you might as well go ahead and get his soul too. I basically am anticipating, I might be completely wrong, and I have no inside knowledge or nothing like that. This is just gut instinct based on the patterns they've showed us in the past, right? Including Foulbeard, including previous Void champion fusion events. So that being said, I got a feeling they got this thing stacked where they want you to do all 3 summoning events. Yeah, and then that's kind of what I would just tell you to be wary of. So that's my plan. I'm going to skip the first summon event from this weekend unless the points are stupid low on that. I don't think they are. If they're like 4,000 points or higher, even if they're like 3,500 points, I'm probably going to skip that, because I got a feeling on that one it's going to be 3,500 points, and then it's going to be, you might have to go into 11 or 12 or 13 more, total shards to get both fragments from that. Hopefully that's not the case, but that's what my gut's telling me. And then they're going to force you to do that champ chase anyway. So, and then again, that's how I'm doing it, because I did burn all my fragment summons on the Foulbeard situation. So I am completely out of fragments. Okay, so hopefully I didn't ADHD too hard on that one. I probably did. Maybe my editor can make it less ADHD. Shout out to my boy, Most Def, the GOAT, because he is the GOAT. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you on this one. I just kind of want to do a little bit of a different take how I'm approaching it, and just pitfalls to be aware of potentially on this fusion event. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you. Thank you, and we'll holla at you next time. I will be streaming Thursday night. Probably when this video comes out, the stream has already happened. I will see you Sunday on Knights of Teleria, and I will see you Sunday on the stream as well. You have a great one. Bye.